Towing is a career full of different situations, from vehicles missing a wheel to having none at all. A great operator learns to use all the tools in both his physical and mental toolbox. I'm here today to tell you about a new, exciting tool to add to your physical toolbox, the BakPul hitch. Like many people on the internet, I had my doubts about this product. Doubts I personally aired on this podcast. But the fine folks over at BakPul Hitch sent me one of their products to try, and boy, was I surprised. Its quality of build and ease of use made me eat my words real quick. So if you're a doubter like I was, head over to bakpulhitches.com for more information and to find out how to add another tool to your toolbox. That's BakPul hitches.com. And then that way, just have the preset set for recording the
You're
podcast.
going to make this list to do this weekend so large, you're going to get very little accomplished because you're just overwhelmed with possibilities.
I have nothing but time and music in my headphones, work getting done. I am the most productive when normally in the middle of the night right now, because that's when the wife has gone to bed. I don't have to worry about what's going on. I can just put my music on, focus on what I'm doing, and get it done. I'm the same way at work. Everyone's gone at the end of the day. If I've got to get things done, that is the time to get it done. I don't like how far back your camera feels now.
Why?
You look so much smaller.
Yeah. So now you can't tell if I gain weight.
You can't tell if I gained weight. I've been like you, and I've been packing a lunch every day. I have actually packed a lunch every day and brought and made my coffee in the morning here.
Wow.
Yep. Today was an exception. If you ever go to a sub place like Subway, here's a trick. Ask them to wrap them individually. If you've never done that, it's a game changer in the truck. Right? Because then you're only unwrapping a 6-inch sub and eating it. And then you can throw that wrapper out and then you can grab the other one, and you're not trying to leave it open on your dash, on your lap, on your whatever.
Yeah, because my biggest problem is normally I'd like to leave that unfolded on my lap to catch crumbs. Yeah. But you can't do that when you got your other sandwich there because it'll just fall on the floor and then you're only eating a 6-inch sub when you paid for a 12.
Exactly. So if you get them wrapped individually, you can then hold it open in its wrapper. And you've never done that before?
No.
Game changer. Eating on the road, game changer.
That's illegal. But yes, I hear you.
Okay. I mean, I'd like to, again, this is those tickets that I'd like to see get written.
Yeah.
But no, absolutely.
Your trip was in Mexico. Yeah. You were doing this while in Mexico today.
We could say it was Europe for all I care. Yeah.
I'm so confused about me being so close to this wall. I can touch it.
Please stop touching the wall. Don't touch the wall. The wall doesn't like to be touched. Did you ask the wall for consent before touching it?
The wall has consent.
The wall has given consent?
Yes.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
Get on with the show.
Hey everyone, I'm Brad from Calgary.
This is Sean from Cambridge, Ontario.
I'm Terry from Cornwall, Ontario.
Hey, this is Larry from Pitt Meadows, British Columbia, and you're listening to the Towing Life podcast.
Welcome to the Towing Life podcast, where the ditches are deep, the trucks are loaded, but the drivers are not. I am your host, TowManG, and as usual, I am joined by my co-host, friend, and former co-worker, the man with very strong opinions, Mr. PlainGuy.
How are you, G? How are you?
Well, I thought I was doing pretty good until I did that intro and forgot who I was for a second.
You know you're going to have a good episode when rolling into it. You can't even remember who you are.
No, I changed up the background, and now it's just discombobulating my mind, and it's going to be...
Yeah, no, I see that. I feel like you need to hire a designer. There is a reason why I do most of our design work. The background behind you with the banner 4 feet too high is probably the reason why.
Well, yeah, I moved all my stuff around today, and I just didn't have time to put more holes in my wall.
There's always time for more holes in the wall.
Yeah, okay. I'm not a Kevin, and I don't drink Monster Energy drinks.
It's Kyle, not Kevin.
Kyle.
You
Sorry,
are
Kevin's.
so behind on the times. I don't
Yeah.
even know what to do with you.
Well, I haven't had Wi-Fi or internet at all for like over almost 72 hours now.
Jesus.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm deprived. I'm shaken.
Shaking. So before we get too deep into it, G, we probably should do this because last week we forgot well into the episode.
Yeah.
Your comments, questions, concerns are always appreciated. We have multiple things going on right now. We've got the recovery of the month, which we are going to get to shortly. I know some of you are having issues with the submission side. We have gone ahead and changed it. Head over to towinglife.ca/recovery. All the instructions and the email to send your recovery of the month are there. Unfortunately, the web-based software we signed up with for the forums gave us all kinds of issues. We have gone old school. You can email us directly at thetowinglife@gmail.com. Put in the subject line recovery of the month. Be sure to add photos, as many high quality as you can. Definition, difficulty of the recovery on a rating of 1 to 10, and send that all over. You can also find us on Facebook at the Towing Life Podcast. And if you are watching over on the YouTube side, I heard they got rid of the like and dislike buttons. I don't know if this is true. I have not been on YouTube in a while.
I was on it today and it had like and dislike buttons.
It
I
got
like the videos I watched today, so please do the same for us.
Absolutely. Head on down, hit that thumbs up. If you have a question, comment, concern, anything about the video, send it in right through the comments. You can do it nice and easy. G is always good to follow up with them fairly quickly. And if you don't like us, be sure to hit the thumbs down twice and really get the message through to YouTube that you are not happy about what you are seeing on your screen.
Did you mute your phone?
Yes, I did mute my phone. I then checked to make sure it wasn't something important.
Okay, I was wondering why you had that pause.
Not that anything could be more important than this podcast. But as we know in the towing industry, sometimes things come up. Now, let's be honest. It was a Facebook Messenger ding, and very rarely will an important event happen through Facebook Messenger.
Yeah, hardly ever. I know that's how we communicate all the time, and that's always at the bottom of the barrel.
Well, that's why you never get back to me.
Yeah, because I don't get a notification. I don't have that ding.
Oh, okay. So I should text you is what you're saying.
Yes, please do.
If anyone's looking to text TowManG, I will gladly put his cell phone number in the description below. You can blow up his phone.
289-555-3624.
No, it is not. But nice try.
Yeah, well, that's why you do the 555, so everyone knows it's a fake number. Silly.
Oh, is that not actually a real number?
No, anything with 555 as like the 3-digit area code is a fake number.
What did you say? 289-555?
Yeah. 3242 or something. I don't know. Are you trying to call that number?
B1. Your call cannot be completed as dialed.
He's not lying, ladies and
check the number and try again.
He's not lying, ladies and gentlemen. If you want to give somebody a fake number, just be sure to put the 555 in there, and they will not apparently be able to get a hold of you.
Yeah.
I never knew that was a thing. We recently did a commercial. Well, recently, I shouldn't say recently. It's been a little while. We had rented out our truck to do a commercial for some credit card or bank down in the States.
Has that commercial came out yet?
I don't know. I really got to reach out to my contact through there to see, because I'd be curious to see it. And they asked us, can we use your do we have to cover your company logos? I said, absolutely. And phone number. We changed the phone number. Sure. They changed it 1 digit.
Oh boy.
So if anyone in the States that sees this, if the phone number is visible, and I don't know, I haven't seen the final product. First of all, they're going to recognize the area code is not from down there. It's from up here. The logo, they just removed a couple letters from our name. It was, I'm pretty sure the fake plates they put on it were a Canadian provincial plate. Like, it's like, yeah, okay. Wow. I mean, again, for the quick cuts, and we've seen what production teams and that can do, but it was funny. But I didn't know. Yeah, the 555. That's an old Hollywood trick. They put 555 on all the phone numbers of businesses. That's a pretty smart way to do it.
Just like I always hate in the movies when the actors are sitting in like a Suburban or something and they're driving down the road and that vehicle, you can see the shifters in park. And now that I brought that up, every time you see something like that, you're going to be like, that damn it, TowManG guy, I can't unsee that.
And no one goes up to them and asks them, do you want it in neutral? Because they do it for us. You think they would do it on a movie set.
Yeah.
So we are going to get right into it. So it is the last week of the month, which means that, multiple things. It means bills are due, and it means recovery of the month is here.
Which means someone won a $50 gift card.
Someone has won a $50 Canadian Amazon gift card. This month's recovery of the month is sponsored by TowSoft. I can personally tell you, if you have not checked out TowSoft for your dispatching, call taking, invoicing capabilities, you are missing out. We personally run TowSoft where I am, and it is absolutely wonderful. I love that we click back to you taking a nap because you thought I was going to leave that over you the whole time. That is awesome. So, no, guys, head on over to towsoft.ca. Don't be confused by the .ca. They do serve, I believe they're looking to break into the US market. They are dedicated strictly to towing companies. I know there's tow books. I know there's other softwares out there. I can't speak for them. What I can speak for is TowSoft. It has absolutely changed the way we do business. So that being said, and you head on over to towsoft.ca, book your free demo today. Winner of the March 2023 recovery of the month is Mr. Damian Adams. You could, and we have sound effects that you can play.
Yeah, I know, but I just need to do that, so I knew to, do it.
Okay, fair enough. What I actually want to do is I actually want to make this bigger so we can see it. So we're just going to switch to this for now. I set up the whole thing.
You can see me again.
I can see you again.
Wow.
So this was quite, Damien. I absolutely enjoy your submission because this is one badass little tool. So the description you sent into us was courier package van. He actually had the name of the courier, but we'll blank that out to save everybody a bit of a headache.
It Swift?
No. Courier package van followed GPS onto a class 4 road that is a snowmobile trail in the winter. We had just finished building our 1967 Bombardier J5 with a wrecker boom. So
Bombardier. It's a Bombardier.
What did I call it? Bombardier? No, it's a Bombardier.
That was Bombardier.
I'm pretty sure it's Bombardier.
Okay.
All right. Hashtag Bombardier, hashtag Bombardier. I don't know how you're going to do that, but it's going to be Team PlainGuy or Team TowManG.
Damien, let us know down below in the comments.
Absolutely. Is it Team PlainGuy, Bombardier, or Team TowManG, Bombardier? Your way just sounds uneducated.
We've got lots of Bombardiers around here.
I'm pretty sure it's Bombardier. But anyways, our 1967 Bombardier J5 with a wrecker boom. So we recovered the van from the trail about 1 mile from the main road. So this was down in the States somewhere because he used miles. Mm-hmm. And because he had a 1965 Bombardier laying around.
There's lots of them where I live by the lake.
Yeah. Van was too heavy for our little machine to pull it up the steep hill, so we had to winch most of it. So it is pretty cool. So this is a little Bombardier. Now you got me messed up on the pronunciation. Track thingy majigger, whatever a J5 is. And it looks fairly heavy duty. The fact that he has a twin line boom with a sling on it is pretty cool. Yeah, that's pretty badass. Absolutely. He's got the front hitch receiver on. I'm sure there's one on the rear. Look at the controls off the back. Like, this is one badass little machine and perfect for these kind of off-road recovery jobs.
I would like to hope that there's some sort of mechanical stiff leg setup that he's got for this, to where it pins into the ground. So when you do start winching, because these most track machines are fairly light to float on top of the snow. So if you've got some sort of legs that will dig down and in and actually hit some dirt while you're doing some heavy pulling, that would probably be beneficial.
Well, heavy pulling. I mean, when's the last time you slid like we use skid steers, and very rarely are you going to pull the skid steer towards it. Like,
Yeah, but
especially
you also got something that bites down into the ground too on your skid steer,
well,
don't you?
that's the actual winch box on the front.
Yeah.
But I'm saying just even like I've dragged cars out of snowmobile trails with a skid steer and some chains,
Yeah.
like burnt cars. They're pretty heavy machines.
Yeah.
You,
Yeah, but
you
this isn't a skid steer.
it's not even a bigger skid steer. It's just a funny looking skid steer is what it is.
I would bet you money that most skid steers weigh more than that.
What do you think that thing weighs?
You're probably looking at about 4,000 or 5,000 pounds. The heaviest thing on that's probably the wrecker boom.
Damien, you're going to have to answer these questions for us. I want to say, and if you're wondering what we are actually looking at, if you're listening on the audio side, head over to Facebook on the day of release. You will find it as the announcement for a recovery of the month, the photo that we have up, or head on over to the YouTube side. You'll see the video as well.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to say that thing's closer to about 7,000 pounds.
You think? I don't think
It's
so.
a heavy little tank, that thing.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
it's
say
not that big.
It's not much bigger than the skid steer. Same size as skid steer, like dimensions.
Yeah.
What's the skid steer got in weight that thing doesn't? With tracks?
Yeah, like your standard skid steer unit is with tracks, especially with like a winch box on it. You're pushing probably almost 10,000 pounds.
Yeah, you'd be getting close to that. If not,
Yeah.
You'd be getting close to that.
Yeah.
But that's what I mean. The winch box only weighs about 2,000-3,000.
Yeah.
So you're like, I'd say that little sucker is about 7,000 pounds. But the fact that it's set up with a sling is awesome, and the fact with the twin line boom, if that boom is extendable, bonus points.
It looks
Right?
like it is. It looks like an old Vulcan boom.
Yeah, it looks like an 806. Well, not an 806 because that's the integrated, but yeah, it looks like a twin line extendable boom.
Yeah, two twin cylinders on it.
Yeah, so that thing would absolutely, like I said, if you can anchor it, and I mean with the rigging points up on the front, you can anchor it to something. That is definitely, you know what? How many times do you guys see that in your area? I don't know about you, G, but I get it all the time. And it's these delivery drivers for Amazon or for whoever they're for, because they're all independent companies. I can call it Amazon all I want, that are down snowmobile trails.
Yeah.
We had a guy just the other day. I should have actually put the photos up. And he called us and said, I'm down this road and I'm stuck. I'm like, okay, first thing we always ask is send us some photos. So he sends me this photo of this little Ford Escape pulled off to the side, very similar to this Ram cargo van thing that this guy's pulling out.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, do you see all those marks next to you? That's not a road. That's a snowmobile trail. Like, that is not a road.
Yeah.
And so he goes, well, that's the only photo I got from there. But here, I'll send you a photo. I'm at the end of the road where I went in, and you'll see the road looks fine. He sends me the photo, and the first thing that pops out in this photo is a massive road closed sign. You're right. The road looks fine, except that it's clearly closed for a reason. Like, you cannot make this stuff up. You cannot make up the stupidity.
GPSs, I think, have done more harm than good that way.
We have in north of us, there is a bridge that is closed on a fairly main road, which is causing, now there is plenty of signage leading up to it for these trucks, and they don't. They'll go right up to the bridge, and when they do, there's a goat path of a road, and we just pulled a tractor trailer off that road. And the fact that this road doesn't look like, it is so swampy and soupy, you wouldn't want to drive in the middle of it, and this guy decided to drive on the side of it,
trying to straddle the rut or whatever.
Not even, just trying to, on a road that no one is on, hug the right shoulder and had it sunk in the soupier of the soupy.
The soupier of the soupy.
I'm coming back from a road trip today. There's a closure on the highway.
Yeah.
Google Maps, beautiful thing, gets me off early, right? To avoid the traffic backup. It gets me off. It's bringing me through the spot. I'm following a transport. We come to multiple sets of signs that say trucks turn left on this road.
Yeah.
3 signs we passed at least. Then we come up to the intersection and there's pylons in the road so that a transport would have a harder time. Well, the pylons are knocked over. And this guy in front of me just goes straight. And I'm like, well, I'm in just a little Dodge flatbed. I'm not too worried about. I know the area a little bit, luckily.
Yeah.
I didn't know this section of the road. We get to a kilometer or 2 up the road. It's an S-bend with train tracks, and it's soft.
Oh.
And you can see the ruts from the transports that have been coming through all day. I don't know how one of them didn't get hung up on the train tracks. And then when we finally come back out to the main road to turn onto to get back on the highway, the stop sign's been taken out. Because it's not meant, that corner is not meant for trucks to try and make. So, Damien, I completely understand this recovery 100% because I have been there more often than not. I love this Bombardier. I think it is one of the coolest little toys that we've seen in a while, and I think it absolutely deserves to be Recovery of the Month for the month of March 2023, sponsored by the wonderful folks over at TowSoft, towsoft.ca.
Yeah, like having machines like this almost becomes like an addiction because, like, to be a tow company, you need a tow truck to go down the road. I think that's kind of the bare minimum to be classified as a tow company, right?
Yeah.
So going way above and beyond like this, I know I've personally thought about getting a 4x4 truck and putting a 5-6 inch lift and a sling boom, like an old sling boom that some of the scrap guys run in the bed of it to be able to do off-road recoveries like this. And then I take a step back and it's like, okay, well, that's just going to be me. That's not going to be funding from any company. And is that really, like, am I passionate enough to actually do this? Because if I do it, then I got to really go big, right?
Well, that's where a lot of it comes down to, right? Where I've seen the advantage to this kind of stuff is, and it depends on the type of work you do. You've mentioned this before. Where I am, we do all kinds of recovery work. We do all kinds of stuff like that.
Yeah.
So to have a skid steer that is already in our fleet and has multi-purposes for it, we can justify setting up some off-road rigging for it and floating it out to do a recovery and billing accordingly for it.
Yeah.
Right? So if that's all you're going to do with this truck, it's tough. It's 100% hard to do. Right? But like you living out on the farm, could probably use a little skid steer.
Oh yeah, big time. Like I've got tractors and everything, and the tractors are great, but at the end of the day, it's a tractor, and people think, oh, tractors don't get stuck. Well, they get stuck, and when they get stuck, it's bad.
That's what I'm saying. For somebody like you, a skid steer could be practical, right? You've got it out on the farm. You get a trailer for it instead of floating it, right? Instead of putting it on a flatbed, you got a trailer for it. And now you're at least, it's not, oh, I bought this just for this and I needed to make the money back. You have different avenues that you can recuperate your cost on something like that. And I think that's an important thing that a lot of people got to take into consideration when you look at these other pieces of equipment, whether they be trailers, whether they be off-road recovery equipment, whether they
you're really just embracing the industry and trying to do as much as you can, right? And I find the more that you embrace the industry and actually take it in, the more the further you're willing to go, right? Well, it's like the sunken cost fallacy, how people will throw money into like these NFT scams that you've been hearing about, and they just keep throwing money into it because like they've already put X amount of dollars into it. They might as well keep going just in case if it's actually profitable at the end.
Yeah. But a lot of people, you know, we had the approach, the company took the approach at one point that was with the work that we do, you're subbing out a lot of work.
Yeah.
And let me ask you something. You get a bad wreck on a highway at 2 a.m. in the morning. Where are you finding a skid steer?
Yeah.
All your rental places, your Simplex, your like those big, they're not open at 2 a.m. So where are you getting a skid steer? Where are you getting a skid steer with an operator? Here's an idea. Let's get our own. Let's get training on that. We've got stuff we can do around the yard. There's always stuff to be moved, cleaned up. Like that thing becomes a little dumpster, right? We drive it every couple of weeks. We go through the yard and we're picking up parts and we're throwing in the bucket. One guy's driving the skid steer, the other guy's putting it in the bucket.
Yep.
Doing snow removal in the wintertime.
Mm-hmm.
You've got, there's all kinds of the purposes for it. So it can definitely become an expensive hobby. Towing is just expensive, period.
We're looking at we have a forklift currently, but we're looking to get a bigger forklift. And at the end of the forks, actually putting an old crossbar with a set of wheel scoops. Problem is our forklift right now doesn't have enough counterbalance. Since we have so much indoor storage, the skid steer is a little bit too big, and it would be a lot nicer to move cars around, especially like getting my wrecker in there. It's the smallest wrecker we got, and it's still a 4-door long box chassis truck, which isn't very maneuverable, especially indoors, right? So having a tool like this, it's pretty much single purposed. Once you actually build this attachment, that attachment's single purpose, but then we still have a forklift.
Or you can look at things like low dolls, right? You don't want tracks, especially in your shop and everything else. That's where you want, right? We've got low dolls and we've got skid steers. Skid steers are great for going in ditches and going off road.
Mm-hmm.
Low dolls are great for working in parking lots and doing offloads and different things like that, right? There's different tools for different jobs. So we reached out before we get to, I know there's something we want to get to. We put out, if you haven't noticed, on every Monday on Facebook, and you can find us on Facebook at the Towing Life podcast, we put out a weekly wonder, right? A question that we ask the industry and we want to hear your answers.
Mm-hmm.
Well, this last one, we asked listeners to sum up towing in 3 words or less.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know if G actually knows about this, but we did do this.
I did see the post. I didn't take much notice of it. But
okay, so G, if I'm asking you, sum up the industry in 3 words or less.
Good effing luck.
That is fair. I asked the owner of the company where I'm at, sum it up in 3 words or less, and he said, don't do it. So I wanted to take a second to actually go over some of the ones that we had because they were pretty awesome. So thank you for all of those that submitted. There was one that I really chuckled when I read it. It said, yes, keys help.
Yes.
I think we've all been there before.
Yeah.
Another one that I seen was literally just, and you can play with this all you want. Welcome to the world of train horns. But it's every day is different. Highway janitor. It's a lifestyle. Love my job. Pay your bill. Hook them up. Like you guys have come up with, and it is really funny because you can really see the different respects or thoughts that people within the industry have for the towing industry, right? Love, hate, and money.
Yeah. Your stereotypical repo man, pay your bill. Right?
Yeah.
If you don't pay your car note, then you'll see me, right? Yeah. And normally all the interactions they're having are negative with the public repossessing their car. Standard roadside driver. Oh, I do so much work for so little, right? People
you see the
take
negative
advantage
too,
of
as well.
me type thing. Yeah.
Minimum wage industry.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Essential and underappreciated. I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. So there was definitely a lot of good ones. So keep an eye out for our hashtag weekly wonders over on Facebook. I've got another 8 weeks of them lined up, still coming. So every week we put out something new that we ask you guys.
And if you want your weekly wonder submitted, send it over message us on Facebook or send us an email
at thetowinglife@gmail.com or at the Towing Life podcast on Facebook.
Yeah.
So get your weekly wonder in. We ask, you guys give. Speaking of asking, should we ask what the hell this guy was doing? G was nice enough to find us this awesome video. So
he's actually TowManG127.
Posted
it.
Yeah. Thank you, TowManG127. So I mean, you've got to watch this guy.
All right, just remember the brakes don't work. Just remember the brakes don't work. I'm assuming he's going to winch it up there.
Twice he tells him the brakes don't work.
Well, we're not done here because we might want to get this video evidence here. Yeah, there you go. Oh, no brakes, bud. No brakes. Didn't listen. I told him. Well,
That's
he's either
attempt
gonna need a
one.
winch or a block of wood. We'll have to get a block of wood.
English, so I don't know if he knows the brakes are there or not.
Yeah, he knows now that it just came backwards. Here, Rob, run that camera.
You want me to run the camera?
Somebody's got to run the camera.
Stalling right there.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. It'll probably start turning over.
She gone. Oh, dang.
Oh, that hurts. That sounds good.
This guy, dude.
Dude,
Did he hit 2 cars?
I think he might have.
Oh my god, man.
My God.
Told you we might want to winch it up there. So the brakes don't work.
I love how he has the audacity when he gets out of the car. Oh my god!
Yeah, like look what I did. So
And
for anyone
the funny-
listening on the audio side, no, we got to explain what was happening first because
Okay.
not everyone's watching on YouTube. Very few people are. Everyone's on the audio side. They warned this tow truck operator that this vehicle, which looks, I'm guessing it's some sort of little Nissan or Datsun, is what it kind of looks like to me.
It kind of looks like an old school Ferrari, but it's a cheap knockoff version.
That's I'm
Probably
going
not
to call
any
it
cheap now, though.
a Nissan or a Datsun.
Right.
Anyways, they warn him. He's got his deck down on the road, and they warn him that the vehicle has no brakes.
Mhm.
And it's obviously standard. You can hear it. And he attempts to drive it up onto the bed, the first attempt.
Right.
He drives it up onto the bed. He goes to hit the brakes. There's no brakes. It rolls off the truck. So then he decides, well, I'm smarter than this. I'm going to drive it on a second time.
This time stalling the car out on the bed to try to like shut it off in gear, which that didn't work either.
And this thing rolls away into a one or possibly 2 parked cars.
Yeah.
What is your thought process on this operator? If your thought process is, my winch is broken. Maybe he broke his winch on the last call. Was it
Maybe.
worth it? Was
I
it
mean,
worth it?
Like you taking a look at the truck, he's got the old rotary lights, but he's got like 80 chicken lights down the side of his bed that all seem to be working, right? So just looking at the truck, if you just see it going down the road, you might say, hey, that guy takes a bit of pride because that to have all those lights on your
Yeah,
deck in
that's
working
a
order.
Shit ton of chicken lights.
Yeah, like so obviously the guy either he just bought the truck like that, or you would think the operator takes pride in his truck, seeing that truck going down the road.
Yeah.
Right. To me, you would be like, oh, okay. And then if I was the owner of that car, I just told you the car's got no brakes, and you drive the car up to the back of the bed. Okay, I can see that maybe to winch it up, right? And
Yep,
then he doesn't get out of the car, right?
And you hear the throttle.
Yeah. So now you're going up the bed, riding my clutch. You come back down, riding the clutch, obviously, to get the car to stop. You then proceed still not to get out of the car. If I had any care of this car, I would be going and knocking on the window and say, "You're not loading my car." I'll
After the
call
first
someone.
attempt.
Yeah, after the
After the
first
first
attempt.
100%.
After I've warned you a couple times, it's got no brakes. It's gone up the deck and back off the deck once already. I'm saying I'm calling someone else.
Can you imagine this operator trying to explain to his manager and then going, no, it was, here's the video.
Yeah.
Here's the video of the guy telling you it has no brakes twice.
Yeah.
Like, there's no way out of this. The operator,
especially with these older cars, I'm always more concerned about older cars, even if they're ship boxes, because part availability. You've just done damage on the door, the rear quarter panel, which I'm pretty sure in those it's like the whole tub. So
Yeah.
you're into body work. You can't replace parts. You're into fixing what's broken, which is expensive.
but let me ask you this. Even if the brakes worked, what was the plan? Because clearly the parking brake or emergency brake didn't work, or he would have put it on.
Yeah.
It's a standard.
Yeah.
It will not hold itself in gear on that kind of incline. It also proved that when he
Mhm.
stalled it.
Yeah.
So what was the plan? Even if the brakes fully functioned,
Yeah.
what was your plan?
Yeah, I wouldn't trust an e-brake getting out of that.
No. On this, 1980 something car, I'm gonna guess.
But,
Absolutely not. So what is your plan? You know me, I will, whenever possible, I will defend an operator.
mhm.
But, and I've said this before, I don't drive shit onto the bed, and that is 100% the reason why.
Yeah.
That is a completely avoidable damage claim. It's an absolute black eye on the industry.
Mhm.
And it's stupidity. And like I said, that company, like that truck, looks fairly clean. I mean, that could be some new guy they threw into it.
Yeah.
And even
Mhm.
that, even if that's a new guy who was not shown better,
Mhm.
let's give him the benefit of the doubt. Let's say this is a new guy that was not shown a better way.
Yeah.
You have to have enough common sense with zero training to know that that's a bad idea.
Yeah, your first attempt failed miserably. They told you twice already it's got no brakes. You would think after the first attempt, after them telling you it's got no brakes, you would stop and try to rethink your approach to this. And
No,
and
we don't know. We
even
don't know
then,
how much time was between the attempts, right? The video was cut, you could tell.
yeah, even then, after you damage their car and you get out, you say, "Oh my god." I think I would apologize to the person who's standing there whose car I just damaged first before I started praising
I wouldn't.
Jesus.
I'd keep it running and try a third time. I mean, at this point, we sold the farm.
Send her right through the headache crack. Screw it.
You might as well just finish it.
Dukes
So
of
like I
Hazzard, the
said,
damn thing.
maybe his winch was broken. But if
Yeah.
your winch is broken, then don't do the call.
Mhm.
Because was it really worth it? Was it
No,
really worth it?
was not.
No. So just don't do the call.
But so if the towing industry was all high and mighty and none of this stuff ever happened, where would we get our content for our show?
You're right.
Yeah.
You're right. Right. Just the way stupid people subsidize my salary is how I
Mhm.
word it. Stupid people bring great content to this show.
Yep.
But I want to see stupid customers.
Hmm.
I don't want to see stupid operators.
Yeah.
Right? Unfortunately, as much as we try and improve, there's still a lot of those around too.
Hmm.
So no, it was it's just I watch this stuff and I go, with zero training and your winch being broken, or you don't know how to use the winch, or like I said, the guy's never going to come out and say, "Hey, you know what? I'll try and find him. I'll try and get a hold of him." I'm never going to get a hold of this tow operator. And if he wants to come on this show, it would be a terrible idea. I would abuse him more than I abuse you.
Yeah, like I'm pretty sure Towman127 just found the video somewhere
Yeah, it was
and then re-uploaded it on his Facebook.
Yeah, so Towman127, if you know who this is,
Yeah.
by all means let us know, because if he's one of yours, I hope he's walking papers have been served. And if he's not one of yours, I hope you got a couple bit more of his content that we can share across the podcast, because oh my, was that as entertaining as it was to watch, it was also painful.
Oh yeah, big time.
So anyways, G, you wanted to talk about, it was one thing we've been pushing it off for weeks and weeks and weeks. Is embracing the towing industry addictive? Once again, your wording. I'm going to let you explain.
Well, I mean, I was trying to roll into that when we were talking about the Bombardier or in off-road stuff.
Bombardier.
Yeah, whatever. Team PlainGuy, Team TowManG.
You say it, try it my way. Say it out loud my way.
How do you say it?
Bombardier.
Bombardier?
There you go. That sounds right.
I've always called them Bombardiers, and that's what everyone... No, to be fair, most of the Bombardiers I see actually have skis. So it could be a completely separate company for all I know.
Do you not know who Bombardier is?
No.
My God, they are huge.
Are they?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they're Canadian.
Oh.
Anyways, continue on about your story, and I will do some search on Bombardier.
Okay, you do that. So, like, embracing the towing industry, just like, how the military has that term, embrace the suck, right? You might not know that, but I'm sure some of our listeners do. So, like, once you get into it, you've got that sunken cost fallacy, because to get out of the industry, you're probably not going to be happy. So you might as well put more time and effort to make yourself happy and enjoy it by, I don't know, customizing your truck a little bit, regardless if you own that truck or not. throwing some extra fancy flashing lights like an arrow stick in the back window or dash lights, or even replacing the LEDs on the outside of the truck. I've seen a couple of operators put steering wheels into trucks, interior glowing lights, exterior fog lights, flashers in the grill, on the tailboard of flatbeds. Like, at the end of the day, the customization a tow truck, well, the sky's the limits, because you could throw as many lights on that thing if you want. You can make that truck brighten right up like the sun. I don't suggest you do that, but you could, right? And doing these things might make you happy. Now, on the flip side, if when those things start breaking, or you run it in salt like we have up here and they just blow out, it might make you a little less happy. So, what I'm trying to really get at here is, if you put money into the towing industry that's above your means for something that you didn't really need to do, it gets to the point where you just keep throwing money at it because you're embracing the towing industry.
There is ways to embrace the towing industry that are practical, like heading over to towinglife.ca/shop and getting some wonderful merch. But your lights and your like, there is a limit. There is something about looking good and then it being practical.
Mhm.
A lot of the stuff that I hear you talk about on this, it's like, yeah, I'm going to drop money into a custom steering wheel and a this. The hell is that going to do for you? It is. Do you charge more because you have a custom steering wheel? Can I absorb these costs? Can I get any money back on this? No, then it's semi-stupid. And I say semi because I am all for guys, little things and little ideas that they have, and it boosts morale and it keeps some guys happy. I get that. But there is a limit, and that limit has to be reasonable. Right? You cannot just throw money at something that you are never going to recoup. For what advantage?
Yeah.
Right? Like underglow lights all in the cab. Ooh, you're gonna get more customers because they like your underglow in the cab? No. Right? Like, where's the limit?
Yeah.
There's looking good and there's, being respectable looking and all that kind of stuff, right? I'm all for the idea of, you want the spike chrome covers. You want these Red Bull can ones that they have. My God, they're ugly. And I'm so sorry, Spike. I know you love these things. They're so goddamn ugly. I hope he's listening to that. So, like, there is little things like that I get. I completely understand. But like I said, like LED lights under the seats, customized steering wheels. You know who I'm talking about. And I mean what I say. It's stupid.
Yeah.
It doesn't have, if it makes you happy, I guess it's not stupid. I'll leave it at that. If it makes you happy, maybe it's not stupid. It's like religion, right? If you want to believe in it and it makes you happy and it makes you a better person, then so be it. But if it ever gets to the point that, you're complaining about it or you go broke from it, well, then it's just stupid, right?
Well, it also comes
Just
down
like
to like
religion.
knickknacks and stuff too. Like, it doesn't even have to be, towing. Like, I've got this flatbed tow truck here on my desk.
Cool.
It tows a tractor. There's a John Deere tractor that sits right on top of it.
Awesome. And I got no problem. I got fallen bobbleheads. I got, all kinds of different things. I'm all for that kind of stuff. It's cool little knickknacks. Like that stuff I get.
Yeah.
Right?
I've got towing. I got tow trucks out on my cabinet. Like, I think I've got 3 of them. Stuff like that. I've got so many. You. Yeah. Yeah. Well, I didn't pay for that, but you know.
You I want my banner back. Quick side note. So Bombardier Incorporated is a Canadian business jet manufacturer. They produce planes.
Okay. The
company was founded in 1942 to market his snowmobiles by a Mr. Joseph Armand Bombardier. In the 70s and 80s, the company diversified into public transportation vehicles and commercial jets and became a multinational corporation.
Did you look up a Bombardier J5? Does it look like the picture that we had?
Well, no, I'm looking at a Bombardier BR100 Plus groomer, and it's definitely, we're in the same family.
Oh, okay. All right. So it's not a Bombardier then?
No, it's a Bombardier, and all your snowmobiles are Bombardiers. There's a pronunciation, but I don't know. Is this, what if I click this? Yeah, I'm not.
Look up a bombardier because there is such things as bombardiers.
No, it's the same thing.
No, it's not.
What? Yes, it is.
I don't think so.
You're talking about snowmobiles.
No,
What are you talking about?
I'm talking about tracked with skis that are big
Oh,
vehicles.
snowmobile.
Normally you can haul like 10 to 12 people in them, and they tow out huts out onto the ice all the time.
That's a bombardier.
Bombardier.
It's a snow machine. It's a bombardier.
It's a bombardier.
So, there's no other way to spell it. I'm like, okay, maybe it's got a different spelling. But there's not even another way. Like, I'm like, bombardier. Okay, you know what? Bombardier. Bombardier brings me back to Bombardier.
Hmm.
My friend.
Do the little Google speech thing into your headphones.
I can do that. Search by voice. Allow. Bombardier. Look at that. I got Bombardier.
Yeah, because you said bombardier. It's
Right.
pronounced bombardier.
No, I said that to see if it would bring me to the same thing, and guess what? It does. I
Wow.
can't believe you didn't know. You can Google it on your own time.
I've
The
always
listeners-
called it a bombardier.
No, you didn't. Oh yeah, sorry, you did. I'm messing up my pronunciations.
I'm getting you all flustered over there.
You are. I'm gonna guess. I have a feeling though that the American listeners are gonna agree with you.
Hmm.
I really get this feeling. I'm curious to see where the split is. I don't know if Facebook allows us to put up polls.
No, I'm not sure.
If it does, I'll break it out into pronunciation ways
Mm-hmm.
and see. But I have a feeling like Bombardier is more of the French Canadian in me. Bombardier
Yeah.
than the Bombardier. It's like you guys with poutine.
It's a poutine.
So yeah, I know. Like I said, does it get expensive having hobby and enjoying the towing industry? Absolutely. Would you like it to get less expensive? Absolutely. Head over to thetowinglife.ca/shop and you will find one of these. Towing saved me from becoming a porn star. Now I'm just a hooker. Hoodies available for sale now, plus a ton of other merchandise.
Yep. If you want, you can potentially win a month of recovery of the month and get substituted. So you could put that $50 Amazon gift card towards more towing merch.
We're not available on Amazon.
I know, but they could buy knickknacks and stuff.
They can buy knickknacks and stuff. Absolutely. Yeah. So don't forget, again, we'd like to congratulate Damien on winning this month's recovery of the month.
And also giving us a hot debate back and forth.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you, Damien. It was well worth it. So be sure to head over to towinglife.ca/recovery. Get your entries in. Damien was Mr. March. We've still got April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December, all of 2023.
There you go.
Get your submissions in. Don't forget, not to mention, will you win the $50 Canadian Amazon gift card? You will also be featured in our 2024 calendar. Mm-hmm. So head on over, get your submissions in. It is never too late to win. Just because you don't win this month doesn't mean you won't win next month. That being said, on behalf of myself and my wonderful co-host, the man who no one else's opinion matters, the man of mispronunciations and monotone miracles, Mr. TowManG, I thank you for coming out. We can't wait to see you next week. Take care.
Toodles. It's Bombardier.
It's Bombardier.
It's Bombardier.
It is Okay, I'm going to make it pronounce it.
Bombardier.
Oh!
Bombardier.
Where's this? Who's
Bombardier.
This is Emma. Who is Emma? I don't trust her.
Told you.
Bombardier.
Told you.
Eat it. We're 1 for 1 here. Who was that? Emma saying pronunciation guide.
Bombardier.
That's just
Bombardier.
that's not it.
Bombardier.
Bombardier.
Told you.
Bombardier.
I told you it's the French in me. Then wait, let me get a Frenchman's opinion on this. Hey, I got a question for you. It's a debate. Just quick question: Bombardier or Bombardier?
Bombardier.
Thank you.
He even said it in French.